So yeah, I mean, it's like everybody keeps advertising on get rid of your approach anxiety. We've talked too many times before about why that's impossible. The evolutionary wiring is designed to make you feel anxious. And even when you do desensitize somewhat to the approach anxiety or approaching generally, one day you're going to meet somebody really special. And when they meet that somebody special, they see that, there's something about her, and your wings like, go approach. You're going to feel it all over again. It's just natural evolutionary wiring to protect you. And wouldn't you want to have that feeling? Because also, people talk about butterflies in the stomach. That's what that is. There's just emotions and anxious energy building up because of something of value. You want something, you're going to feel nervous at the best job interview for your life. It's human nature to want that. So you're not going to eradicate approach anxiety. And it's the same bullshit. Like, you'll never hear like the British SAS, Special Forces, or the Navy SEALs. You read any of those books, they'll all fucking say the same. Anybody tries to tell you that you don't feel fear going to war or a conflict or a special op is full of fucking shit. It's full of shit. It's bullshit. The military practice to make you scared. When you do maneuvers, so when we were doing exercise, before we went to the Gulf, before we went to Bosnia, they're trying to replicate it. They don't just show you, we know our drills. I know how to do dash down crawl, group range, indicate, type of fire. I know all that shit. But we're still going to do the drills, but knowing it and knowing the drills is not enough. They need to replicate the same anxious energy. So now they're throwing flashbang grenades, smoke grenades, some drill sergeant shout, get your fucking head down. It's like they're trying to create this anxious energy. So you take action irrespective. So when they say go over the hill or get down there, and even blank firing above your head, it's all designed to create that anxious energy. So when soldiers go to war, it's not that they're not scared. They're shitting themselves, but they still act irrespective of how they're feeling. And that's what we build effectively with our students. No, I'm not going to throw a flashbang grenade. I might shout at them occasionally or encourage them with a military boot up the backside. But no, it's despite your emotional fears and uncomfortability in actually the approach that you will take action nevertheless because it's a default process for you. Like a default gamut, you've practiced it so many times, you lift your weapon, you walk around, it's like there, you just lift it, you're already in the position because you're carrying it right, this is natural. But just because it's natural doesn't mean to say you don't feel the emotional, anxious energy anyway. And that's what a lot of these programs are about, is, what the guys will talk about in those SAS books or Navy SEAL books or Special Forces, they will talk about, you know what, you shit yourself, but you know what, you got your guys with you. And more importantly, you got the right kit. That's the big thing. They've got the right tools. Their weapons are polished. The magazine is loaded. They've checked the chamber. It's got the right amount of oil. It's not clogged up. There's no grit and sand in there. Because they have discipline, and it's the drills and the skills and preparation. Prior planning and preparation prevents piss poor performance. All military sayings. So that when you go, you trust your kit. And you trust yourself to use that kit. So having default responses when a girl says, what do you do, where you from, what's your name, I'm a lawyer, and the conversation ends, you know how to, not exaggerate it, but you know how to bring it alive in a way that would be more socially interesting to listen to. This is what I do as a lawyer. My side hustle is this, and I never wanted to be a lawyer, to be honest. And there's a story, but it's real from your real life. The problem is most guys don't know how to share those stories, They're sitting there, but it helps when you've got a coach who can extract, that's cool, man. What you do is cool. Let's write that down and let's practice it. Drills and skills. So when you do approach, and you get a few things to be said, and you've stimulated, and and she's so where you from? What do you do? Where you from? Me? I don't know, I'm from north of the wall. You ever seen Game of Thrones, the ice wall? That's literally based on UK geography. Like Hadrian's Wall, it's built by the Romans. So the blonde curly hair and the blue eyes, that's from the Danish used to come and rape and pillage. The crazy side of me, that's the Scottish. But isn't that so much more interesting? I've got loads of things like that. But that's all taken from real life. The Norwegians and the Danish did used to rape Northumberland, where I come from. It is on the border of Scotland. But doesn't that sound more fucking interesting than I'm from Northeast England. End of conversation. But if you can practice the drills and skills, not that you're being fake, not that you're lying to people, but if you can practice presenting yourself in the right way, that is like the military soldier going into war with the right ammo, the gas mask should chemical warfare, corona kick off. Yeah, gas, who gives a shit? I'm going, I'm ready, locked and loaded. You've got your tools and you trust your tools, you trust your craft. So despite the approach anxiety, despite the anxiety to go over the hill and be shot at, you go anyway. And that's the confidence. So the program builds the confidence, not to rid you of approach anxiety and make you a natural, but to make you feel like what you're doing is just a natural process. It's a default process, like you teach martial arts. It's the same shit. Drills and skills, drills and skills, drills and skills, drills and skills, to one day where you actually need to use that front kick that we keep practicing. Boom, it just happens and the guy's on his arse. Yeah? There you go. I was going to say something cheesy like the girl's on the back, you know, or the girl's in your bed, you know, or the girl, you know, is becoming your fiance, the mother of your children. Missed opportunities that you never would have had if you didn't approach. So by having those tools, by working on your impact value, even how we style the guys, yeah, they feel good. They feel good. Look, wow, I just went from being a 6 to an 8. It won't get me the girl, but at least it buys me time. At least they think I look interesting, so they'll give me a bit more time than I used to get before. Now they've got the tools, now they've got the time. They practice the drills and skills to those simple responses. What do you do? Where are you from? What's your name? Some things to say, some basics, but polished. And now we've got a fucking special forces soldier in field. Boom. Ready, locked and loaded. Locked and loaded, right?